Your Zoning Board of Appeals, April 13th meeting to order. Have a roll call, please, B.
Mr. Barr?
Here.
Mr. Delacourt?
Here.
Mr. Lorenzini?
Here.
Mr. Shaw?
Yes, here.
Mr. Gallardi?
Yes, here. Okay, first order of business tonight would be the acceptance of the minutes from March 23rd, 2021. Did everybody have a chance to review those?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, yes. Any changes or revisions? Sounds like a no. Okay, I have a
Motion to accept.
please, to accept the minutes as written. Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, so moved. All right, second order of business tonight is a discussion. Appeal number 217722, Marcus S. Logedice. Hope I didn't do too bad on that. Seeking an area variance, section 240-37 of district regulations in an R40 zoning district where 30 feet to the rear yard property line is required. The applicant can provide 22 feet for the legalization of an existing enclosed porch and half bath, thus requesting a variance of 8 feet. The property is located at 33 Daisy Lane and is identified as tax number 6158028329 in the town of Wappinger. Is Marcus on a call?
His agent is, I'm representing Cosa Noel.
Is that Angelina?
Hi.
Hi, Angelina. For the board's benefit and anybody else listening in, we'll usually have the applicant give us a brief description of what they want and why they actually need it. So you're more than welcome. Just do me for the record, and B, if you can hear, state your name and full name and address.
My name is Angelina Cosa with Centuries 21, and I am representing Marcus Logedice's estate. And the reason why they need this, really the porch has always been there, and they enclosed it. All they did was enclose it, and we're trying to sell the property. The seller, is deceased, and his son is taking over, and they live in Florida. So I'm just trying to help them out. They're just trying to sell it, and we have a buyer. We're trying to get closed as soon as possible. The buyers are ready and willing, and they're clear to close. So right now we're just, this is the only thing that's holding us up.
Gotcha. I understood. Yeah, I looked at the plans, and looks pretty clear on what's going on. We usually do a site visit the following Saturday, but a couple of us can't make it. The 24th. That would be at 9 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
We'd like the property owners, as best as possible, to locate the property line that's required for the variance. Would that be possible?
That I don't know if they wouldn't be able to.
Is there anything that demarks the rear property line, like the fence, the wall, a tree line, something like that?
Yeah, the back of the property, it's wooded. There's nothing behind there. So I can try to find out from them.
Yeah, it'd be great if you could, have somebody or yourself either flag that or paint the line or put a stake in the ground, just so we have some idea where your property line really is.
Okay.
And that would be great. And we'll plan on being there. We're usually there around 9 o'clock that Saturday on the 24th. Nobody really needs to be there. If somebody is, great. If somebody isn't, that's fine too. I think it's pretty self-explanatory what we need to look at, especially since the structure's up.
Okay.
Okay. All right,
Okay.
so then we'll do that. I guess we need to schedule this for the next available public hearing, right, Barbara?
Yes. And that would be the 27th of April.
Okay, so we're going to schedule this application for a public hearing on the 27th of April. Which will be the next ZBA meeting. Okay, Angela?
Oh, yeah, I mean, these buyers, I mean, if that's what you guys have to do, these buyers had to get an extension to close, and I just don't know what when their extension expires.
Right, well, that's as soon
Okay.
as we're going to be able to hear this as a public hearing. Okay, and we'll put you on that agenda.
Okay.
So
Okay,
Angelina,
Yeah.
this is I'll be giving you a call tomorrow to pick up the public hearing notices to be mailed with instructions and a sign to put on the lawn.
Okay, great. Okay, that'll help. Thank you.
All right.
all righty. Okay, so that's good for appeal number 21772. Let's go to the third item on the agenda then tonight would be appeal number 217723, Richard DeSico, hope I did that one right, seeking an area variance of section 240-30 of the district regulations in an R20 zoning district. No accessory structure can be more than 600 square feet in size and not more than 20 feet in height. The applicant is proposing a garage of 1,400 square feet for the construction of a 28 by 50 detached garage, thus requesting a variance of 800 square feet. Where 75 feet to the county road is required, the applicant can provide 56 feet for the construction of a 28 by 50 detached garage, thus requesting a variance of 19 feet. The property is located at 86 Myers Corners Road and is identified
He keeps freezing.
Hey, Pete, you're breaking up a little bit. You're breaking up a little bit.
I was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're freezing up, yeah.
Freezing up, Pete.
You want me to try that again? Did you guys hear what I said or no?
Try again.
Try. All right. I'll read this variance again. So I'll appeal again. Sorry, gang. Can you guys hear me now?
Yes.
All right. Appeal number 21723, Richard DeSico, seeking an area variance, section 240-30 of the district regulations in an R20 zoning district. No accessory structure can be more than 600 square feet in size and no more than 20 feet in height. The applicant is proposing a garage of 1,400 square feet for the construction of a 28 by 50 detached garage, thus requesting a variance of 800 square feet. Where 75 feet to a county road is required, the applicant can provide 56 feet for the construction of a 28 by 50 foot detached garage, thus requesting a variance of 19 feet. The property is located at 86 Myers Corners Road and is identified as tax grid number 625803053053052 in the town of Wappinger. Is that better?
Yes.
It says, is Richard on the call? Looks like it. You there, Richard?
Richard, you're muted.
I think muted.
Richard.
Right.
Rich, I think you're muted, Rich.
All right, how's that one? Any better, sir?
Good.
Oh,
Yes.
Yep, that's a little better.
That's better?
That's better. Okay,
Okay,
Richard.
I'm sorry.
As in the last application, what we like to have you do, just state your name and address for the record, and then give us a brief description of what you need and why you do need it.
Very good. My name is Rich DeSico. I live at 86 Myers Corners Road, Wappinger Falls, New York, 12590. I first like to thank B and Ms. Roberti, again, walking me through the steps. I appreciate you gentlemen, ma'am, listening to my request to ask for a detached garage.
Sure.
I realize that it's a little bit bigger than what's expected of the town. I guess my reasoning, and the reasoning you probably have for me, is why do I need such a big building? The problem I have with, okay, so what I have in my area, sirs and ma'am, is I don't have any garage. My house was built in 32, so I have no garage. So as far as storage, that's an area of concern for me. So I've acquired a few cars as I've gotten older, and I have 3 cars, a snowplow, a lawnmower, and I burn wood. And I kind of would like to get this stuff off my lawn. I kind of look like it's just plopped there because I have no permanent structure. So I thought, and again, I'm sure the town is concerned that it's gonna be an eyesore. So I was gonna try to match. I've just had my house resided, and I'm about to have it re-roofed. So I was gonna match the detached garage to the house and the roof. In other words, blue siding or blue steel building with the black roof. Again, trying to make it blend into a residential area. So again, the reason I would like to put this up, if you guys would grant me this, is just basically storage. I thought about redoing an old truck. I really can't do it out on the garage. I mean, on the blacktop the way it is now. So I'd like to be able to do it weather permitting inside. So if you guys would grant me that, I would be very much appreciative.
Okay, yeah, I looked at the plan. That was going to be a question of mine, if the garage would, mirror the house as best as possible. It sounds like it will.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Very deep. Yeah.
It is deep, sir. I understand. Again, I just figured I'm going to get one shot at this, sir. In other words, if I put all the cars, the lawnmower, and the snowplow in there, I'm not really going to have much room to do the truck. So I thought, let's make it big enough so that I can acquire all my stuff. And this way, again, an eyesore, I don't want to be an eyesore for the community in the town. So that's really why I'm trying to do this, sir.
Yeah, understood. Okay, what we usually do, Rich, is you may have heard, we'll do a site visit so we can get a good feel for what is it, what isn't. We're going to plan on doing that on the 24th.
The 24th.
It's a Saturday. We'll probably be there somewhere between 9:15 and 9:30 on that morning.
Okay, no problem.
What we'd ask you to do, if you could, is to demarc the footprint of the building and also locate the property line. Did you get that, Rich?
Yes, sir. I did. You want me to mark out the building, sir?
Okay.
And the property line?
Yes.
Yeah, the basic footprint of the building and also the property line as well.
You got it, sir.
And then we'll be out there on Saturday, the 24th, between 9:15 and 9:30. Do any other guys have any questions before we move on?
I had a question, Pete.
Sure.
Go ahead.
Mr. Chico, the size of your house is what?
Oh, my God. Sir, I don't know the exact. It's small. My house is small.
Okay.
I mean, I'll get the exact. When you come Saturday, I'll have the exact.
Okay.
My house is small, sir. I'm sorry.
And the other question I had is that I'm looking at your house on Google. Is woods behind you?
Yes, sir. So I guess I'm going to look at the same thing you are. Yes, my property goes back quite some ways. And again, there was a concern that Ms. Aganti brought out that I kind of fall into a floodplain. So I wanted to reassure the town that I'm not encroaching on that. So that was a concern that she brought out to me, that the town would be concerned of that. Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Good.
I have a question also.
Go, sir.
Yep, the garage is now 15 feet away from the house, correct?
Yes, sir. If you gentlemen need me to put it more, I was kind of doing it so I could walk out my back door and into the garage. If you need me to extend
Well,
that,
the only question I have actually is that I assume this is the same as the last garage we looked at, where if you
Yes,
were
sir.
to if you were to have an enclosed connection to the house, you wouldn't need a variance, I believe. Have you
that-
considered that as an option?
no, I didn't even, to be honest with you, sir, I blame ignorance on this one. I didn't even know that. I was just gonna have a walkway out of the back door into the garage. I thought that would be, I don't know, a little bit convenient for the winter when I go bring the wood in.
Yeah, I mean, if that walkway is covered and enclosed on the side, I believe, and Barbara can correct me, that you wouldn't need a variance for the
Correct.
size.
Yeah, that,
Again, I didn't know that,
that
people,
is
I
correct.
had no
but
idea.
Just so but just so you're clear, Rich, the code reads that the breezeway, as you may, if you might want to call it that, would need to be fully enclosed and heated.
Oof,
So,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah, so that
So
might be,
it's not just
yeah,
a roof structure. Yeah, it's used for the main.
understood. I appreciate that gentleman for bringing that to my attention.
Sure. Something to think about. And then,
Just something to
Amen.
consider. If you're trying to match the house anyways, you know, it might be easier if you could even have a slightly bigger garage, right? And with just shifting it over a little bit.
Okay, well, whatever. Listen, I mean, if you guys need me to shift it either way, Ms. Roberti brought up a good point. Again, the 75 feet I had from Myers Corners, I'm right in front of Myers Corners. I could spit gum and nail it. So if you need me to move it back a little bit, I have wiggle room if you guys want to have wiggle room if you need me to. So again, trying to be as flexible as you guys need me to.
Sure. I think once we come out and we get a look at what you
Okay.
got going on, Rich,
Okay.
we'll be able to have a better understanding of exactly what is and what isn't.
Okay, no problem. I appreciate taking your
Thanks.
time.
Sure. So we'll be out there on the 24th, Rich. We're going to schedule you for a public hearing
Okay, sir.
on the next zoning board date, which would be April 27th.
Okay, sir.
So you'll be on for a public hearing on that date. And I think B has something for you too, right, B?
Peter would probably need to make sure what he actually wants, because I'll be putting the public hearing notice in the paper within the next couple of days. Yeah, so we need rather quickly. If we're gonna make any updates.
I'm sorry, B. You cut out on me a little bit. Say that again.
I said we will need to know what type of update he is going to be making
I
on
see.
application, because I need to get the public hearing
I
notice
see.
in the
I see.
paper. I have to have it sometime this week because they're gonna publish next Tuesday.
Yes.
So Rich, so you understand what B is saying is we can't schedule you for a public hearing till we know exactly
What?
the structures, the way you propose it. So if it's going to shift a little here or there, I would suggest we do the site visit and then have another discussion at the next CBA meeting,
Okay.
as opposed to.
Okay, no, that's fine with me. I mean, I'm flexible if you guys need me to move it. Okay.
All right, so why don't we do this? I would suggest that we do the site visit on the 24th and have you come
Okay.
back and see us on the 27th as a discussion. And then we could schedule for the public hearing for the meeting after that.
That's fine by me. I appreciate all your help.
That makes sense? Okay.
I think that will be more
We'll do
productive.
that, MP. We'll keep Richard on for a discussion on the 27th.
Right.
And then we'll see about scheduling a public hearing at that meeting. See you,
Okay.
we'll see you around 9:30-ish.
9:30 on the 24th, sir.
That's correct.
Okay. I appreciate your time and your effort.
Sure, thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you, B.
You got it.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
All right, next on the agenda tonight is appeal number 217724, Rich and Melissa Schneider, seeking an area variance, section 240-37 district regulations in an R40 zoning district, where 50 feet to the front yard property line is required, the applicant can provide 9 feet for the legalization of an existing 10 by 16 shed, thus requesting a variance of 41 feet. The property is located at 299 Old All Angels Hill Road and is identified as tax grid number 625702950772 in the town of Wappinger. Okay, I think, is that Melissa up there?
Yes, how are you?
Melissa. How you doing?
I'm good.
As you may have heard, the last applications, what we'd like to ask you to do is to give us a brief description of why you need and what you need, or why you need it and why you need it.
Sure.
And also, I'm sorry, Melissa, and for the record, just state your name and address, please.
Sure. Melissa Schneider, 299 Old All Angels Hill Road, Wappingers Falls, New York, 12590. We have an existing 10 by 16 shed that has been on our property for a few years. We have sold our home and are in contract. So we need a permit in order to go through with the flow of the home, a variance. As you can see, our property is very unique. We're kind of on an island, and it's, kind of in an odd place, but it was the only place we felt we should put it. So we just need this in order to sell our home.
Yeah, I'm looking at the plan. Now, is that the shed all the way in the back middle corner there? Is it? I'm looking at the plot plan you submitted to the town.
Yes,
and,
on the right side.
The right side all the way in the back?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're also elevated probably about 15 feet from All Angels. And so there's not 75 feet from either All Angels or Old Angels to even put the shed, because we're in such a small plot of land there.
Gotcha.
The issue here
it's a very
too,
long
the
piece of
issue
property.
here is that All Angels and Old All Angels, which is really the two long sides, are both front yards. This is like a unicorn piece of property, and then it kind of comes to a point that almost doesn't have sides.
Mm-hmm.
So no matter where she would have put the shed, would have been an issue. The property just doesn't lend itself to anything without a variance.
Right. Yeah, it's one of those circumstances where what seemingly would be the front yard is not really the front yard, or vice versa. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, we've had a few instances like this in the town, where you have, rear yards and front yards are a little different. I see it, really pretty straightforward, I think, to me, unless any of the guys have any questions, and the structure's up. So is it possible to locate that property line? So when we come out and see the shed, we know about or see where that property line actually is?
Sure, we could mark it for you.
That would be great. So
Sure.
we can, actually see where the property is in relationship to the existing shed.
No problem.
Do you guys have any other questions? No?
Nope.
Okay. So what we're gonna do, Melissa, is we're gonna schedule you for the public hearing at the next zoning board meeting, which would be the 27th of April.
Okay.
And we'll be out to see you on Saturday. If you could be there, great. If not, it's okay. We'll probably be there around 9:30, 9:45, somewhere in that neighborhood, and that would be on the 24th.
Okay, no problem. That's fine. Thank you so much.
So Melissa,
Sure.
I'll reach out to you to pick up the public hearing notices and sign for the loan.
Okay. Thank you all.
Did you get that, Melissa?
Yes, thank you so much.
Okay. Okay, great. All right, thanks. We'll see you on that 24th.
Okay.
Thanks. Okay, next on the agenda tonight is appeal number 217725, Sean Wittkowski, seeking an area variance, section 240-37 of district regulations in an R20 zoning district, where 40 feet to the rear yard property line is required, the applicant can provide 25 feet for the installation of a 16 by 36-foot in-ground pool, thus requesting a variance of 15 feet. Where 20 feet to the side yard property line is required, the applicant can provide 10 feet for the installation of a 16 by 36-foot in-ground pool, thus requesting a variance of 10 feet. Where 75 feet to the front property line from a county road is required, the applicant can provide 68.3 feet for the construction of a new garage, thus requesting a variance of 6.7 feet. Where 35 feet to the front property line from a town road is required, the applicant can provide 24 feet for the construction of a new garage, thus requesting a variance of 11 feet. Where 10 feet to the rear yard property line is required, the applicant can provide 8 feet for the construction of a 10-foot by 14-foot cabana, thus requesting a variance of 2 feet. Where lot coverage shall not exceed 15%, the applicant is proposing to cover 2876.16 square feet, thus requesting a variance of 512.96 square feet for a new garage, pool, and cabana. Note, 15% coverage of the lot would be 2363.2 square feet. The property is located at 128 Chelsea Road and is identified as tax grid number 605603454462 in the town of Wappinger. Is Sean on the line? Can you hear us, Sean? I hope so, because I don't want to read that again. You there, Sean? Oh, Sean, we don't hear you.
Oh, hang on 1 second.
It doesn't look like you're muted, but we don't hear you. Oh,
Mike is online also.
Mike?
Sean's father.
Oh, gotcha. All right, hi, Mike. I don't hear Sean. Does anybody hear Sean?
Can you hear me?
I heard Sean. Yeah, I heard.
Oh, now we got you.
For the past 30-some years, I've been hearing him.
Yeah, we got you, Sean. So Sean, as you may have heard before, what we'd like to have you do is, I mean, you got a whole lot going on. If you could give us kind of a brief description of what you need and why you need it, and just, give us a quick overview.
Sure. So we are trying to put an in-ground pool in the backyard for the family to enjoy. Understanding that before we bought the property, there used to be an in-ground pool in that similar location. And, with everything going on with COVID and all, instead of trying to venture out and go places, staying at home and having a little bit of paradise in our own backyard is the start. So that's the requests for the side and the rear for the pool, for variance number 1 and variance number 2 for that. The other thing I do want to add is that the person who owns the property 2 doors over from us actually owns the piece of land that's directly behind us. And we have been in conversation about doing a boundary line realignment and purchasing 65 feet into a little bit further back. So that would increase our lot size along with increasing our rear variance that we're requesting now. We wouldn't actually need that at that point. The issue with that right now is that she just did a refinance of her property in November, and her bank will not allow it to do anything until 1 year. So we've got a little bit of time we've got to wait. So hence I'm requesting the variance now, but hoping the decision can, based on that, hopefully, we can make things work.
I was going to say, if that was imminent, it might be worth waiting, but it doesn't sound like that's the case.
Yeah, believe me, I wish we could, I wish it would move a little bit quicker than it is.
Right.
The other part of the variance requests is
So,
there is.
so we got,
Go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I was going to say, so the second part of the variance requests are for a garage slash apartment. There is an existing detached garage now, and we were looking at moving that garage towards Chelsea Road. I think it's like 11 feet. And then attaching it to the house with a heated enclosed laundry room, mudroom, and then adding an apartment above for my parents. They're in the process right now of selling their home and are moving down to Florida. But we've got 2 kids, and they want to come home, come back to New York and spend some time. So that's, we figured that'd probably be the easiest way to do that.
That would be the proposed new garage.
Yeah, so but like I said, there is an existing one there, and it's only, we're adding 10 feet to the front, but cutting off, I think, 5 feet from the back to not need a variance to the rear of the garage.
For the size, right? And actually the looks like the variance, yeah. For you need a 2 for the garage. Looks like, right?
Yes, one would be from Booth Boulevard, and the other one would be from Chelsea Road.
Got ya. Okay. Yeah, and looking at the plan, looks like you got a whole lot going on, or you're gonna have a whole lot going on.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
Right now, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No,
right now,
go right ahead.
The pool is a little bit of a bigger concern at the moment. In conversation with others, and the amounts that we're requesting for that are kind of minimal, and I'm hoping the pool can definitely slide its way forward. The garage, I do understand, is a little bit of a larger piece, and if we need to adjust or revisit, we can definitely talk about that. That's fine.
I'm gonna be homeless.
So, well, I would, the only way that could happen is if we revise the application and make them two or three separate applications. I think probably the best, unless anybody has any other suggestions, to leave the application as is, and we could come out to your, property and take a look and see how it all fits on that property, or try to make it fit on that property. It would be great. I know you'll have to have a lot of lines on the ground, but what really helps us when we do these site visits is if you line out your footprints, your footprint of your pool, the footprint of your cabana, and the footprint of the garage, and locate the property lines if that's possible.
Absolutely, that's possible.
Okay.
We know where all of our property lines are. The site survey was done when we bought the house because I needed to have a new well put in when we bought.
Gotcha.
And then our newest survey is all based off of that stuff anyway.
Gotcha. Yeah, it looks like looking at the plan, boy, you got the septic sandwiched in between all of that.
Yes,
So,
yes, there's a tank in the middle.
Yeah. If anybody has any other questions, I was going to schedule for the site visit on the 24th. You'll be our 4th visit.
I have some questions,
right?
Pete.
3rd or 4th visit that day, so probably closer to 10 o'clock. And we'll schedule that site visit for Saturday the 24th at around between probably 9:45 and 10 o'clock. Again, guys, if you have any other questions for Sean,
I'd like to say something.
Go ahead, fire away.
Pete, I'd like to say
Sure.
something. Yeah, just
Sure,
for
go
the
ahead.
record, Sean and Jessica are my neighbor. I live across the street on Booth Boulevard.
Gotcha.
That obviously won't sway my vote. So I can also attest to the pool before Sean and Jessica bought the house that was there on that spot, just to make that clear. And then the third thing is, I'm just wondering, well, you know what? I'm going to save this one for later. This is about the attached garage. It's going to be attached to the house. It's kind of running along the lines of what David was saying in the past. But yeah, I don't know if it applies here.
Right. At least I don't think. Would it, Barbara? I mean,
So there,
you know, he's attached with a with a heated enclosed space.
right, but it's really, it's not a breezeway. It's, if anything, it's a mudroom separating the garage on the main floor and the apartment upstairs. The code, the way it is now, they can't put an apartment in a detached structure. It has to be in the house itself. And where this is a garage, we do allow them in additions, just additions. So, you know, it might be a little gray, but it's pretty much the same thing. They are very well aware that if the father and mother no longer use this has to be turned into a one-family home. Kitchen has to be removed. They can call this area great room, media room, whatever they want to do, but this apartment can't be rented later on. I mean, if something happened and Sean's wife's parents wanted to move in, they could just amend their application, but it can never be a two-family or a rental. So as long as the parents are aware of this, I don't have a problem.
Gotcha. You got that, Sean? Okay.
We are well aware of it also, and our thoughts are, since Sean has younger kids, chances are the kids will end up in that apartment after the fact.
I don't know about that.
Well, that was the idea, to keep it in the family anyway.
All right, so what we will do again, we will be out there on April 24th between 9:45 and 10. We'll come out and do the site visit, you know, identify the footprints of all the things you need variances for. The property line would be great. And we will also now schedule you for a public hearing at the next UBA meeting, which would be April 27th. And Dee has some information for you in regard to that public hearing. So I'll let Dee explain that to you. There, Dee?
First, Sean, I'll give you a call in a couple of days to pick up the legal notices and the sign for your lawn, and just instruction as to the mailing of the and picking up the affidavit and the subject that you knows.
Okay, great, thank you.
All right, so Sean, we will see you on the 24th. You got that, Sean?
Yes, sir, thank you so much.
All right, we'll see you then. Okay, so I don't believe there's any other business to discuss tonight, correct?
I just want to tell you that at the town board meeting last night, they decided to keep town hall closed until May 1st. So your next meeting will still be a Zoom. We will be open on May 3rd. We have a huge public hearing adjourned public hearing for Gasland. So from May 3rd on, we will be open, which means you'll be back in your first meeting in May.
Okay. All right. Be good to be back.
Good. Yeah.
All right. So there's no other further business then. Could I have a motion to adjourn?
Yeah, I make a motion to adjourn.
Could I have a second?
A second.
Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. So moved. All right, gang, we're adjourned, and we'll see you on the 24th.
Thank you.